Hi guys, my name is Raku.
And my name is Mai, and welcome back to our channel.
We must always do this.
I was such a downer in the last video, guys. So
She's back.
I might overdo in this one. I might. Anyway.
Okay, so guys, today we are going to do our usual reviews of series and movies, blah blah. So today we're doing Bridgerton, specifically season 2. Season 1. We're doing season 2.
No.
Just on another level, you guys.
Honestly,
another level.
Really. Really, my girl has this tendency of disregarding or or downplaying. I don't know. Honestly, I think season 1 was good. It really I really loved it. I loved watching it. I enjoyed watching it. But I'd say, compared to season 2, it didn't have as much meaning as season 2. So I guess that's why it carries more.
It has more impact.
Yes, in terms of impact.
Season 1 was so basic. I mean, other than the Duke being everyone's heartthrob, I mean, what else can you say about the series, to be honest? Anyway,
okay, because here, Raquel, both seasons entail this historical theme, back in the old times, all that is beautiful. So if you hadn't seen season 2, you'd be like, okay, this setting is nice, the idea behind it and all that. So but season 2 is more impactful.
It's more impactful. And personally, I love the historical periodic dramas. And but Bridgerton wasn't the best I'd seen. I think that's why season 1 didn't really have much of an impact, because I felt like there was a lot of incorporation of modern things like music and their dressing. You can just tell it's
modern.
Silk.
That's modern.
I feel like the concept was olden times, periodic times. But it just didn't have that feel.
You love the mix. You wanted them to be dressed in rag-like clothes.
Okay, when you watch Bridgerton and you watch Game of Thrones or Atlanta, the difference
please.
But anyway, let's not get into that. It was a good show regardless. Season 2 was a good show, so let's just get into the review.
Anywho, so I think Raquel has a better understanding of the book itself, because Bridgerton is a book. So I think she can take you through that in a minute or less.
I mean, Bridgerton, basically it's just a book series. I think there are 8 books, and that's it's going to last for 8 seasons. I mean, oh my god, I'm going to be almost 30 when it's done.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Bridgerton is over. We'll be almost
damn.
So imagine. So it's a book series. Personally, I have not read the books because I don't know. I feel like I'll get disappointed because most of the time books are better than the actual series or movies. So I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for myself because season 2 was just mind blowing for me. So anyway, so how do we?
So they're all different.
They're all different. So it focuses on each and every sibling.
But what would you say in general is the book about?
It's just taking you through the life of the siblings, their love stories. For 1, it was Daphne. 2 was Anthony. 3 probably will be not Colin, the other one, Benedict. But I heard Shonda Rhimes said something like she's not going to go in order, blah blah blah. But I think it should go in order.
Okay. It's true, because I'm thinking the younger ones. What would they cover that?
I feel like it's so funny that they're going to be able to actually act as they're going to act their roles when they're older.
Oh my god.
Imagine. So
Damn, can't wait. So we'll be covering season 2 in this video, and so we're basically going to discuss the important issues we felt like this season addressed. For instance, colorism and what do you call it? Exceptionalism,
cultural incorporation.
Cultural incorporation, and other stuff. So I think we should start with colorism. Honestly, I think I'd say I was one of the things that drew me more to this season is the fact that they used dark-skinned Indians. And these are white people doing this.
Yeah.
Indians haven't done this.
Mhm.
I was just
themselves.
telling Raquel the only Indian movie I've seen where there are many dark-skinned Indians was
Mhm.
Chennai Express.
Mhm.
And this is like 1 out of 10,
Mhm.
And there's this new Indian, I think it was released a few weeks back, an Indian series, can't recall its name, but it entails, the storyline is of a popular actress
Mhm.
that gets abducted. So we're put in this in the mind of these popular actresses and actors, how their lives are imperfect and all that. So in that series, you see the few dark-skinned Indians that are showcased in the series are portrayed in very
They're given demeaning roles. Or something.
yeah, like they're either hypersexual or violent. Like you'd see the few ladies that would riot and all were dark-skinned Indians, or the ones you'd find in like, what's it safe for you to say?
I don't think there's a nice way to say it.
But you'd find, they're not depicted in good light. So,
I mean, this was such a turn of events with Bridgerton. I loved
True.
that. That inclusivity was just on another level. And she's beautiful, my god.
My God.
Kate and the sister.
Like, we need to acknowledge that. It's really sad that it took Priyanka coming into the Hollywood industry for them to be like, oh, there's this big Bollywood actor, yet there have been dark-skinned Indians in the Hollywood scene for years. People like Mimi.
I know.
And Simone has been there too, know. So
I love that for her. She's also been in sex education, but her role wasn't that big.
Yeah.
But I really love to see her in the spotlight this season. I don't know. It just did something for me. I mean, that representation.
Like that was so thoughtful.
It was so thoughtful.
Of the producers, or like the story.
Because I'm like, they wanted someone from South Asian descent. So
first of all, they're Asian.
Yeah.
They're Indian, And then again, not just any Asian. They could have taken Priyanka because she's already popular, but they didn't do that. Actually, I don't even know the other actors.
And I feel like they have.
I don't know the sister and the mom. I've never seen them before. Have you ever?
No, I have not. I don't think she's very open about her family like that.
No, I'm saying the actresses.
The actresses
on Bridgerton, the mom and the sister.
The mom and the sister.
Are they in movies that you've seen?
No, I've never seen them.
So they didn't do that. Honestly, I think this is a challenge to the Bollywood industry.
Yeah.
Like, do better, y'all. Do better.
they literally have actors and actresses who look more Caucasian than Indian.
I know.
I'm like, bruh. Okay.
You'd even forget. I don't even think many people knew prior that there exists dark-skinned Indians.
Yeah.
For us, I think the only reason as to why we may have an idea or like we are in the know of this is because maybe we live around Indians. So you see one or two, Or, like I said, I watched it and I was like, whoa.
They're black.
There's a whole clan of dark-skinned Indians.
Yeah.
But wait, not for that. Considering how the Bollywood industry is, I don't think people really know that they exist, and there's a need for us to like represent them, have a representation of them, because they're people and they exist,
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're darker make them less attractive, less like where they not be.
But it's funny when season 2 started, I was a bit skeptical about their chemistry. I don't know. I feel like I love the inclusivity, but I was like, are they really going to have chemistry?
Are they just forcing this?
And they're forcing, I'm just like, do they have chemistry? Let me tell you, when I was in episode 2 to 3, I'm just like, this is impossible, literally. I have never seen, like, I don't want to say, like a mixed kind of couple having such kind of chemistry on screen of all the movies and series I've watched. I usually feel like it's so forced and it's just not authentic. With Bridgerton, it was like, oh my god, I even forgot.
And honestly, I think I had a similar scare. I was scared. I was like, is this gonna happen in matrimony? Are they just gonna?
Yeah.
But I think in this specific segment, this colorism segment, I think What do we learn here?
On colorism. Honestly,
Or rather, how do we like wind this up? Because personally, I feel the need to like, colorism isn't a good thing.
yeah.
Colorism is a disease.
Mhm.
And the fact that you can say that colorism does not only exist in like black societies or like the black race.
Mhm.
It's really it's something sad
Mhm.
to admit, but it's a good thing that we're seeing that stuff like the producers of Bridgerton are trying to like do away with this.
Yeah.
Like we say, this is a challenge to the Bollywood industry
Yeah.
to like do better,
I feel like I
because
really-
it's an actual thing. Because I remember there's a time I watched in a movie and they were saying there are complaints in the Indian society where they're saying it's hard for the dark skinned Indians to get TV roles.
It's really sad.
That's sad.
I feel like Bridgerton is just a step towards eradicating colorism, and I really love that for the show. And yeah, what else are we gonna discuss right now? I feel like I love the way Bridgerton has this escapist kind of mentality with the whole theme of the show. Like literally, Bridgerton is just vibes. Like there's no racism, there's no colorism.
There's no slavery. There's not
slavery.
slavery talks. It's not all the time that you want to focus on or rather dwell on black trauma.
Yeah.
We already know it existed. We
Mhm.
already know it exists. We already know there's police brutality, there's inequality, and we're not even sure when this is gonna end. So why do we again have to see it in a movie, in
Mhm.
fiction?
I know.
My
exactly.
God.
I feel like black people deserve that. We deserve that escapism. We deserve the chance
Exactly.
to just
Stop
be
calling
vibes,
black joy.
we
Yeah.
we just
Once
happy,
in a while. Because
Uh-huh.
there's a time, when season 1 came out, they were
Uh-huh.
saying, they feel like Bridgerton is, they like the fact that they didn't actually dwell on like what the black people go through,
Yeah.
or like the fact that we are discriminated against and all that. Like that was shallow of them.
Mhm.
The lady was trying to say that Bridgerton wasn't necessarily intentional in terms of its inclusivity, in the sense that they were not covering stuff that black people go through, the racism, all that, black trauma, all that. But to me, it's like, it's not all the time that we want to see or like dwell on black trauma. It's never a happy thing. Like, we already know it exists. We don't need to be seeing it in fiction all the time. Let's have some black joy.
Mhm.
So I think, like he said, I appreciate the fact that Bridgerton does not have this.
Mhm.
There's the society. We like the setting is of a society where everyone is equal. So I think that
I
to me
love that
is
too.
a really good idea.
Yeah, I feel like we have a number of shows that already talk about
I
black
know.
trauma. That already, I mean, we have representation already. Like, I feel like
Adequate.
we
More
have
than
adequate. So I'm like, it's okay for us to have a show where none of these things are brought up.
Yeah.
Because in almost every single show, there's always going to be something happening to a black person, something happening to a member of the LGBTQI. Sometimes we just need to relax and just enjoy a good
like,
show.
once in a while, my God, because it's not like we're disregarding these experiences or the fact that these things happen. No, but we're just saying once in a while we need different. We need black joy. Yeah.
So honestly, generally, Bridgerton has been an amazing show. Season 2, I repeat.
And then another thing I wanted to cover was on I wouldn't say fat phobia. But why are we laughing? Okay, to me, I don't know, the way they portray Penelope. Well, first of all, I like the fact that they haven't given her like a secondary character. She's Lady Whistledown. That's a big character, But it's like,
she's in the shadows.
Yeah, she's in the shadows. And like, give her more. My God, why is it that just like we're talking about black trauma, it's not every day that I don't think it's not every day that fat people or like big people, for the lack of a better phrasing, want to see them being portrayed as, people who are being shunned away,
Yeah.
who are being thought of as less pretty.
And I'm like,
you know,
they're depicting Penelope as someone who's not desirable. And
too
I
much.
wonder
She's
how
a pretty girl.
I feel like I wonder how fat people, oh my god, I do not have a better term to use, but like I wonder how it comes off to them.
Right?
It really isn't the best portrayal.
It's not.
It's not like I don't like that. I don't have, I feel Lady Whistledown is such a big role, but she's in the shadows, so it really doesn't make much of an
Raquel,
impact.
she has two sisters, more like Drizella and the stepsisters.
It's like Cinderella kind of dynamic, right?
I think they even kind of similar, like looks wise, right? So, and then, but still in this setting, she's the less desirable one. You're like,
sad.
bro,
I don't like. That's
why?
the thing. Apparently, Bridgerton I do not like.
Like
The
they could
portrayal
work
of
on that.
Penelope, I don't.
And yes, because I was thinking about it and I was like, they can portray them different. Like in Euphoria, for instance, we have that big girl, and I think she got so much traction after Euphoria, and a lot of support and admiration from fellow big people, because it's like, for once we're being portrayed as hot and pretty and likable and popular. I think they need that too, just like we need Black Joy.
Because it's like with Kat, the moment that she decided to accept that I am fat and it's not going to make me not look nice and look great. That is the first time people noticed her. She
still came to the realization that I'm desirable.
She's desirable.
I'm pretty.
I feel like once she accepted
day,
that fact,
big people are also pretty in their own way. Yeah, so
Bridgerton, do better.
Gotta work on that, and that
but
reminds me.
But she will have a happy ending, of course.
Colin, yes. The fact that there was no like, we couldn't really tell whether how Colin was behaving was being depicted as right or wrong. How he was acting towards this girl, telling her stuff like, I could never consider you as
a woman.
You're
not a woman. You're not a woman. You're pen. And I'm just like,
bruh.
Is it really that hard for Colin to see Penelope
so
like
wrong
him?
in so many ways. And then at the end, he also says to his friends,
he would never.
But see her in that light. I'm like, bro. And you see, we do not see it from the series is not telling us this is wrong.
Yeah.
We're not even sure that Colin is a bad person or he's just really slow or daft.
I don't know. Colin is ignorant.
Or rather, I feel like they're portraying it as okay.
Yeah.
Like this is expected. So I don't know. I think they really need to look into that.
Yeah. But I mean, Colin and what's her name, Penelope. I mean, they will have their story and it will be beautiful, whatever. But the journey itself is just too rocky.
You spoiling for us. I didn't know that.
I mean, it's always like knowing the Duke and Nani would have gotten together.
I hope they don't make her slim up for you to like her.
No. Okay, in real life, over the years, it could happen over the years when she just naturally loses weight. But then, oh my god, I don't.
They'd have to look for a different character.
Yeah, because that is the portrayal they wanted to put on, so they have to stick to it to the end.
Really, you're spoiling. You're talking about season 2.
Okay, season 2 anyway.
And then what
the theme,
else?
You guys, let me tell you.
Raquel is in love with Anthony.
The theme of the show is Anthony. And let's just, how do you guys know?
We don't know.
I liked him from season 1. So I really love his character, like this strong macho kind of man. I don't know. It just leader kind of
on
vibe.
Anthony, honestly, I can't say I was ever really drawn to him prior, or like I've ever been drawn to him. I think I was more of a Team Simon, So yeah, but I like the fact that we were given more of him in this season. We got to know him better and where he's coming from. I really love that, the storyline about their dad and the fact that he had to lead the family and all that. And the macho character is attractive.
It's very
I
attractive.
really like that. Manly and all that.
You guys.
So, but what did I say that day?
I don't know.
There was something, he keeps calling himself
a
man of honor.
And the things he does, they do not really correspond to his actions.
And then at the end, I didn't like the fact that they ended up doing the deed prior the marriage. And he kept calling, and you see, those are historical times, those are periodic times, and he keeps calling himself a man of honor, and he respects ladies. He was saying the lady was, like respecting her as a lady.
You're a lady.
You know, we are put in this setting where when you're found alone with the guy doing nothing, that guy will have to marry you. So I'm like, it's
but
more,
then
I think that,
it's
more like, I don't know, the setting is more Islamic.
for real.
That would happen in an Islamic setting, bro.
Okay. Wow.
So for them to then again like put them in this situation,
Anthony
I feel like they, to me, it's like they tainted the lady, and then it's like they're portraying this other sister as more virtuous, but then for her, she's a bit less pretty and more masculine and more, like she's a strong character. So I don't know how I felt about that. I don't know how I felt about that.
Anthony told us his honor was hanging by a
He did.
He said his honor was but then I'm not really justifying his actions, but then I feel like the book and the series generally have depicted Anthony as someone who is, I don't want to say sexual, but let me say he's passionate. He's a passionate kind of person. And for him and Kate to be able to connect in that way, it means she's also kind of like him in that aspect too. So maybe they went too fast with things, but then it's who they are.
Like they tainted her, but then again, I'm like, you see this, despite the fact that the setting is of periodic times, they know that the audience that is watching is a modern audience, So I feel like they felt the need to like not taboo these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because with season 1 it was like, oh god no. And then season 2, Anthony and Kate are alone all the time. I'm just like,
wait. Anthony is the same guy who found the sister with Simon and almost killed the guy.
He
almost killed the guy because if he couldn't marry her, he would have to kill her.
I was just like,
he would have to kill the guy who did that. And then he's the same in season 3. He's the one who does this. I'm like,
that is the power of love, man.
I love my food. Nah, but I understand that they need, like, they know the audience is modern.
Yeah.
So they need to like untaboo these things. Because these are things that are now happening,
But I mean, at the end
we're
of the
living
day,
in different times.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's still really honorable of him to just accept his actions. Because he was like, he didn't intend for it to happen that way, but
he went ahead and the next day was like, I'd have to marry
But then at the end of Mariam, like, it's not until Anthony forced himself on her. They both consented to this.
Either way, I felt like, I don't know how I felt about that scene. It's true.
He took liberties, but
I'm not saying he forced himself. That would be an entirely different story. If that was the case, this would have been an entirely different story. That would have spoiled the entire series. But that was not the case. But all I'm saying is, I'm not sure how I felt about that. Yeah. Especially considering the sister was considered as, the younger sister. She was virtuous. She was agreeable.
Perfect.
She's perfect wife material. And then for this more masculine,
Kate is just Anthony in a woman's body. I don't know. But she's just Anthony. Like, they like the same things.
But she was never portrayed as hypersexual.
You see, Mariam, I think I love the fact that there's a clear, distinct difference between someone like Daphne and Kate. Daphne, Kate, and this is like Edwina.
Yeah. Anyway, in general, I really, really, really love the setting.
Oof.
The entire season 1 to season 2, I love the setting. I love the olden time setting. And then it's like, it's a mix, like she said, it's not entirely periodic. There's a mix of modern and old, you know, and that's really beautiful, you know.
It's different.
I like olden time stuff, but I can't really say I vibe with all of them. I was never a fan of GOT.
Yeah.
But I'll try giving it a shot one day, you know. So I love the fact that we have the setting of olden times, but it's not really olden like that, you know. Like, there's no racism, and they're not really wearing rags, and there's no weird monarchy, you know. So the fact that there's a lady who's the head of the monarchy.
Exactly.
Oh, anyway,
for me, I feel like it's the opposite for you. I love like the periodic ones, like the setting is just periodic. There's no modernity in it. Bridgerton has kind of opened me up to other possibilities. I feel like I now like this other version.
The twist.
I love the
mix.
twist. I love it because at first I was like, this is not what I'm used
That from their dressing to how they speak to how well mannered they are. Oh my god.
You can just see it's a cultured show. Like
it's so cultured.
Yeah.
I really love the culturedness. I don't know. Like you see, they're like, oh, like I don't know how they carry out themselves. Their way of living, their way of I don't know how do I explain this, Mama? Even the lady thing, saying being a man of honor and all that stuff. It's so beautiful, honestly. I really, really love that.
And I also love the opinionatedness of some of them. What's her name? Eloise and Kate. And there's something Eloise said that I'll never forget. To cover that. She said something like, you want me to be married and silent? And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Whoa.
I loved that. I don't know.
Whoa.
I love her rebelliousness.
So you see, despite the fact that they're covering it in olden times, they're bringing in that aspect, of feminism. And women having their own voice. I feel like they really worked on the plot. Bridgerton in general is a really good series. Like she said, because of the books. Like the fact that they were able to separate this from season 1 and still make it like
a success.
Yeah, really captivating, a huge success. Honestly, like that was really.
Because I feel like for me, probably I was waiting for season 2, maybe because I was a bit biased with Anthony because he was my favorite since the
Me
beginning.
too.
But I honestly didn't expect it to be this good.
That I was still blown away and captivated by this, despite the fact that he was not there at all, which I don't know what that's about, but I still really like this. It's like, yo.
I mean, his absence was not felt, honestly.
But there are a few times I was like, hey, they're not gonna show him, please show him.
I felt like he was so irrelevant to the show now. I was like,
but yeah, the fact that they're able to do that is very, very impressive, because I think very few
shows would be able to build up like that.
Yeah, very, very few, honestly.
Bridgerton.
The fact that they are able to make these main characters sub-characters and still make it worth it. We are amazed, blown away. But yeah, and the love between the two was beautiful. It felt like they really connected, considering they felt like a male and a female version of each other. They were so similar in terms of they're trying to be the men in their families or like the leaders.
They're competitive. Right?
Yeah, so that was also really beautiful to see, especially considering the of different races and all that.
Honestly, at first I also didn't expect Anthony to be like a lady who's just silent and
that wouldn't work.
No, he's just not.
He needed someone, like Kate can actually calm him down. Like, yo, and it's for like him, this and like he needed that.
And for him in the end to say like, I will humble myself before you. I was like, oh god, Anthony, what has happened? This is what love does to people.
And that's what Anthony needed.
And he needed
somebody if he had gotten married to an agreeable person, like that wouldn't have worked.
He would have not been happy, and we don't want that.
And it wouldn't have helped him, Like such people need such people. Anyway, we love the show.
Yeah.
We love I feel like the producers, the person who wrote the story, they all did a really good job. The actors, honestly, when you do read articles where they say, this person is actually this age, the likes of Penelope and the friend. What's the name of the friend?
Oh my god.
They're like, whoa, so these are not teenagers. So
I was in shock.
Yeah, the actresses, they all did a good job and have been doing a good job. So props to them. Props to the entire cast and everything. Yeah.
So yeah.
We're eagerly waiting for season 3.
Eagerly. Okay, if Anthony won't be there, I don't care for it anymore. But
we do hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Tell your friends, tell their friends. I would love to. I really love to
know your thoughts on this.
Yeah, this is something, guys, comment.
And if you do appreciate how we've covered this too, let us know. We do not mind compliments.
Bye bye.
We out
from the Bridgerton.
We out.